extra time.
নমস্কার, আমি অনিলভ চট্টোপাধ্যায়। আমার সঙ্গে এই মুহূর্তে হচ্ছেন ওয়াটারু ফুনাকি, ওনার নাম। উনি জাপানের ফুটবল সাংবাদিক। আজকেই জাপান, মানে এখন কাতার টাইমে আমরা বসে রয়েছি কাতারের মেন মিডিয়া সেন্টারে, এবং কাতার টাইমে আজকেই জাপান 2-1 গোলে হারিয়েছে জার্মানিকে। তো ন্যাচারালি মানে আমরা সবাই তো সেটা নিয়ে খুশি। ডেফিনেটলি এশিয়ান টিম হিসেবে আমরা অত্যন্ত হ্যাপি, কিন্তু একই সঙ্গে একটা আফসোসও থেকে গেছে আমাদের যে এই জাপানকেই আমরা 1970-তে আমরা হারিয়েছি, শ্যামথাপারগুলো হারিয়েছি, এশিয়ান গেমসে হারিয়েছি, আমরা ব্রোঞ্জ জিতেছিলাম। সেই জাপান আজকে শুধুমাত্র ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ খেলে না, জার্মানির মতন দলকে হারায়। তো এই ট্রান্সফরমেশনটা কী করে হলো, কী করে এইটা বদলালো? এবং যেটা ফুনাকি ক্লিয়ারলি বললেন, যেটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি জাপান ফুটবলকে বদলে দিয়েছে। ডেফিনেটলি জে লিগ স্টার্ট হয়েছে, জিকো এসছেন, সব কিছু হয়েছে, কিন্তু তারপরেও সবচেয়ে বেশি কন্ট্রিবিউশন জাপান ফুটবলে করে গেছেন হচ্ছে নাকামুরার মতন প্লেয়াররা, যারা ইউরোপে খেলেছেন, এখনকার প্লেয়ারদের সাহস বাড়িয়েছেন। সেটাই উনি আমাদের সঙ্গে কথাবার্তা বলেছেন। আপনি এই ইন্টারভিউটা শুনুন, তাহলে বুঝতে পারবেন যে কীভাবে বদলেছে জাপান ফুটবলটা। সেটা ফুনাকির ইন্টারভিউতে আপনারা বুঝতে পারবেন। No, tell me, I mean, how it is possible? What was Japan's preparation before this tournament? Also, I will ask you one question that as a Japan is now playing in a World Cup consecutive few years, and they have came up as a very formidable side in the world football. So, what has actually happened in Japan football? How it has entire thing has changed?
So many Japanese players are playing in Europe. So many young players go to Europe in young age, right? 20 years old, 90 years old, 21 years old. So after graduation from high school, 3 years go to the Europe. They succeed in European top competition. So you imagine the Korean players, Chinese players, Australian players. I think the Japanese players much more than other countries' players in Europe. So they compete. They play the higher level and very competitive environment, and they've learned many things from European football, and they express what they learned in the club football in Europe to the national team.
Yes, right. And as I know, there is almost 8 players who has been playing in the German football league in this team. So do you think it has actually helped them to understand the opponent's football?
Yeah, but it is the just part of that game, you know. So 8 players and so many players are playing in Germany. So one player in second division. So they really know about the quality of German football team, the German football players, and German national team players. But that is just they know. So they didn't know how to be. So German national team players individually, because German team players, almost German players, who plays in Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, so some very strong team. Japanese players are playing in Bochum, Fortuna Düsseldorf, Eintracht, Borussia Mönchengladbach. So lower team than the Bayern, the Dortmund. So it's really difficult to explain why we could win that game.
So you mean to say that this player didn't get the exposure to play against all this big star? I mean, so as they're in a lower division.
Well, just one player.
One player is in lower division, second division. So all other players is playing in the against this top league, and they're playing against Borussia Dortmund and other clubs. Okay. And what is the process? I mean, how you have told me that this Japanese player are going to European league. So what is the process? Are the European clubs scouting from Japan, or they are going their own?
Uh, I see. It's difficult to explain in short minutes because many years ago, so first, so do you know Hidetoshi Nakata?
Yeah,
Some Japanese players succeeded in Europe,
yeah,
and they showed the Japanese players' quality to Italian football, German football, English football. So then they they realized, oh, Japanese is good. Japanese players are very valuable. So especially in German football, um, I think all around 10 or 15 years ago, many players are playing in Germany. You know, the Shinji Kagawa, Shinji Okazaki. So Makoto Hasebe, he's still playing for the Eintracht, and other players in the top division in Bundesliga. So so Bundesliga clubs really know about Japanese players' quality, and they continue to sign so Japanese players or another new Japanese players from Japan. I think they scouted so every season to find a new talented player.
সব আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
মা, চেক করে নাও।
সব ঠিক আছে।
বাবা, টাইমে এসেছে?
এসেছে।
আপোলো 24/7 থেকে স্যার।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। বাবার ব্লাড প্রেশারের সমস্যা আছে, তাই সব ওষুধ একদম টাইমে চাই।
হেলথের ব্যাপারে শিওর থাকা খুব জরুরি, সেই জন্য আপনার পুরো প্রেসক্রিপশনের ডেলিভারি পান মাত্র 2 ঘন্টায় ডাইরেক্ট আপোলো থেকে। এখন ডাউনলোড করুন আপোলো 24/7।
You mean to say that I mean after Nakata story? I mean, Nakata has played in European football. So after Nakata, the entire scenario has changed.
Yes, I think so. And Nakata and Shinji Ono, do you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shinji Ono,
Yeah.
Shunsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, Nakamura. Yeah,
They made history in European football.
right.
And Nakata won the Swiss Serie A championship
Yeah.
for the first time in history as a Japanese player. And Shinsuke Nakamura scored against Manchester United.
Yeah.
Shinji Ono won the UEFA Cup. So they made history and they showed the quality of Japanese player. That is why so many Japanese players can go to the European football.
And what is the role of Jiko? What is the contribution of Jiko in national? I mean, Japan football. What he has actually contributed, and what his how he has changed the Japan football.
Yeah, he contributed to Japanese football, but his influence almost 30 years ago,
Yeah.
like so when the foundation of J League, almost 30 years ago, he came from Brazil to Kashima Antlers, and so and he worked as a Japanese football national football team coach, but he couldn't qualify to the knockout stage in the World Cup 2006. I think his heritage is not big. Also, recent years, of course, his influence, his power for the Japanese football is too big in the Japanese football history. But recent years, so smaller than the past.
But and now how Nakata or Nakamura, this kind of players who has played in the top league, how they are supporting the national football?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how they can go to Europe. Honestly, I know that they show the special quality in the Japanese League, J League.
No, I meant to say how they're supporting the national team these days. I mean, somehow are they involved in the Japan Football Association or something like that? Nakamura or Shinyon or Nakata.
They bring back the standard of European football from Europe to Japanese national team, and then they express and they told to other players, this is the European football. So what I learned from the coaches and players in the top leagues. Let's do this. Yeah, and other Japanese players learn from them.
And how many teams are there in the J League right now? And how many
Difficult
divisions?
question.
Huh?
Difficult question.
Difficult questions.
J1 18 teams,
Okay, J1. Okay.
J2 second division 22 teams, and J3 third division 18 teams. Then in the next year 20 teams.
Okay. When J League was formed, J League was in the initial days of J League. Some companies has taken the responsibility of different teams. So still you are following the same model?
One of the part of J League is correct, but other parts is not correct. So many new clubs are founded in recent 10 years or 12, 15 years. So the first 10 clubs, company teams, right? You said that they have power in the Japanese football and J League, like Yokohama F. Mariners from the Nissan Motors, right? Other club makes sponsorship from the mother company.
Yeah.
In the other hand, the small clubs are made by the civilians
Yeah.
or local company.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a both side. We've seen both sides.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
লেটেস্ট নিউজ আর এক্সক্লুসিভ ভিডিওর সঙ্গে আপডেট থাকতে এখনই সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেল। বেল আইকনে ক্লিক করতে ভুলবেন না যেন।